Mountains and rivers, mansions set in the hills, private islands, horrible penis sizes. You know, what us rich billionaires have to deal with on a daily. I don't know why that was the opening line, but if I thought about it, then you guys would have to hear it. Welcome back to my 13 Reasons Why, where I choose to humiliate myself in the name of comedy and entertainment. Mom, in case you're watching this, I'm sorry. But seriously speaking though, I haven't been as consistent with uploads and have been recycling content because I'm currently on holiday with my family. And every second with these amazing people have reminded me that I am loved and cared for, more than I myself agree to admit. And honestly speaking, we all need some time off to unwind and bask in the presence of those who care for us, be it a partner, a sibling, a friend, a coworker, a sex robot. Well, to each their own, I guess. Just be sure to put yourself in places you are wanted because you are loved. And don't you ever forget that. Now that I've got that off my chest, time to rant to you guys to make myself feel better about my opinions and choices. Today I'll be giving my unnecessary opinions on the movie Death of a Unicorn. I don't like that name. How about we call it Thursday Adams? The plight of a retired Ant-Man to raise a brat. Being a single dad with a daughter who doesn't listen is more work than I thought it would be. Nah, this isn't an anime, so I don't think the last name option will sit too well with people. To Raise a Brat is a movie I had no business watching, but my younger brother recommended anyways. Talk about raising a brat. But being a W mans, I whined and bitched about it for months until I decided to review it. The character lineup isn't too bad though. We have some familiar faces and some faces I thought I would never see again after giving up entirely on the Hollywood movie franchise back in 2022. But here I am apparently. By the way, this is not a proper movie explanation, so be sure to actually see this movie if this video intrigues you. But there will be spoilers, so deal with that information whatever the fuck you will. Now let's get into it. Ever wondered what happened to Scott after the Endgame movie? No? Don't pay attention to the Ant-Man series because let's be honest, nobody actually watched him. But to answer your question, he became the father of Wednesday Addams, someone who I personally never liked. I don't know, Jenna, if you see this, hit me up, let's settle the beef. Also, not trying to be that guy, but is she aging backwards or something? Her makeup artist must be doing some serious magic because, damn, I'm yapping again, aren't I? We've got Guy with Super AIDS because Rick Sanchez definitely visited his dimension at some point. Clearly evil guys because Super AIDS wasn't evil enough. And Tom, Dick, and Harry, the background characters who I promise you I do not remember and do not intend on learning their names. Capiche? Alright then. Aunt, Dad, and Thursday are heading to some sort of work meeting proposal thingy. They talk on the way there with her being a brat and him being, well, an aunt's dad. He doesn't pay enough attention and runs over a unicorn. Yes, you heard me right. A unicorn. You know what? I first thought the name was clickbait, like my video titles. But after seeing Wednesday the series, this did not surprise me at all because yes, she might be thirsty at the moment, but 7, 8, 9. I don't know where I'm going with this bit to be honest. She has the genius idea to touch the unicorn's horn and some magical stuff happens. Classic Jenna. And Daddy proceeds to beat the rest of the soul out of the unicorn using a wheel spanner. And for those of y'all who don't know what that is, I promise your dad is not coming back with no milk. But that's okay, because you get to feel left out together. Title screen and the rest of this movie can be summed up in a single word. Ignorance. But ever since I stopped giving controversial takes and shut my brain down, I've been able to enjoy almost every show and stomach poor writing. Not to say this movie isn't well written, it's just really lacking in terms of plot. I mean, I love how the foreshadowing wasn't too obvious with that shot of an ominous cave. I love how Ant-Man took the initiative to end the unicorn's life rather than leave it to suffer. I love how while watching in 2x speed, they all walked really funny. I love how nobody questioned anything in the proper manner aside Jenna. You know what? I might start liking Shorty after this. Psych, I'm good. Zendaya's still on top. And Dad tries to do his job, but the unicorn comes back to life. only for security to shoot it dead. Everyone talks for a few seconds, but again, nobody questions anything properly, and they all ignore it, going back to doing some nonchalant rich people shit. Jenna does her research because she's the main character and nobody else thinks to do any. Turns out unicorns are usually chill guys, but will crash out if you don't let them hit after the third date. So they're basically frat dudes. Nah, that makes sense. The adults finally bring in some scientists because, well, rich people. Also, Thursday flapped him out about the unicorn's magic healing her acne. Talk about poor choices. And it's stuff like this that makes the plot feel less relatable. I mean, it's way too convenient to be good writing. But then again, this is 2025. Maybe I'm just behind on the times or something. Jenna does not share her findings about the unicorn with the rest of the Scooby-Doo gang, and I'm pretty sure this will come back to haunt her later. She goes wandering, and I start to feel the sudden urge to call her up and invite her to spend the weekend with me because Zendaya is busy right now. Yeah. She goes wandering, and we get some more foreshadowing. And in case you watched my last stream, you'd know I can't handle horror, especially when I'm alone. So this part was pretty annoying because I kept expecting a jump scare, but they edged me harder than a JOI video. And if you understood that reference, then I promise you, your parents are disappointed in you. No mind though, they love and accept me for who I am. A shut-in loser. God, I need to stop dissing myself. Super AIDS guy gets healed using the unicorn's blood. He tries to get the scientists to replicate it so he can make an immortality serum. And at this point, I just have to ask, billionaire to billionaire, why do y'all always try to live forever? I mean, if it was up to me, I'd have offed myself ages ago. And somehow you guys want to live and see the earth implode? I genuinely don't think people think like this in real life, but then again, we have people who believe in me out there, so I guess anything really is possible, huh? Jenna finally speaks up about her findings, but again, nobody questions anything properly in this movie, and they don't listen to her. It's almost as if she's invisible, huh? Aunt Dad acts like the idiot he is and tramples over his daughter's feelings because money is more important. Yeah, high five. No? You're no fun. The Unicorn gang spin the block to get their get back for the death of their homie. They squad wipe security, but not before trying to bond with Jenna because apparently she has unicorn magic in her now. Super AIDS dude catches the unicorn lacking and pumps it full of lead and it runs off bleeding. They eat dinner and banter and the movie ends. Or at least it should have ended here. They eat the unicorn for dinner and I threw up when I realized this fact, but then again, I did have some leftover chicken from last week for dinner, so maybe that's why I felt sick. After dinner, they head out to capture the unicorn. Damn it, I said that word way too many times, I'm honestly exhausted. They head out to capture the horsey. Thursday tries to run away. Background character A does a line of horsey ash because cocaine just don't hit the same no more. The rest of the horsey gang jumps the ant gang and the crew with some outrageous plot armor saving this man way too many times. The horsies kill Super AIDS in a really horrifying manner. Background characters A through C send out clearly evil guy who turns out to be not so evil. Wrong party on my part. As a distraction to die for their sins. Luckily he escapes though. And one of the background characters gets ripped to shreds. Karma! We get a warm bonding moment between Brad and Dad, and with everybody getting impaled every other second, you'd think they'd start putting their heads against walls to listen in. Aunt Dad plays bait and lets Jenna escape, only for background character A to show up and take her hostage. Using her as bait, he knocks the horsey gang members unconscious. Aunt Dad shows up and stabs background character A, but not before he stabbed him as well. And they both die. But Jenna has another heart-to-heart with Scott Langley, and using the power of plot armor and unicorn magic, the horses come to and revive him. And in this moment, they exchange thoughts, so I know for a fact they saw him beat their child to death with a wheel spanner. But somehow they didn't get upset about that. The cops show up and arrest both of them, and they ride off into the sunset with the horses running beside them. In the back of a cop car, that is. This movie gets 3 horses out of 6 Hellcats. Hi, Postscript Michael here. I skipped a lot of details here because there wasn't really much to say without just full on narrating the entire thing. I do apologize for going an entire week without putting out proper content, but I believe I'm back now. Also, happy new month to all of y'all, and I genuinely hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm way too tired to keep this up. I'm headed to bed from here. Once again, this is Kid, trying his best. Stay safe, gang. Off the wall's been a mess, do you carry on? Heavy shoulders, somehow you see trotting along. Different skies, you both look at your silence so loud it tears right through my heart. Go slowly, take a step into the light, won't you hold me? And just for tonight, can we both fall?